Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey K, and today I'm going to be telling you my top 10 personal favorite characters in Rwby. I'm a huge fan of the show, but I'm new to this whole YouTube blog thing, so just hold on. I'm just going to be retrying something. I'm not exactly sure how well it's going to go, so hang in there. So first off, we have Adam Taurus at number 10. Yeah, I know this guy's a jerk, and he's only been in a little bit of the show, like the Black trailer and a couple little scenes, but because he's a jerk, I love him. Like, he's just, the way he says, like, my darling and my love to Blake, it just, it gives you the chills every time I hear it, and it's just creepy as heck, and that's why he's so great, because he's just pure evil. Like, forget about Cinder, this guy is, like, one of the nastiest characters in this show. Oh, so that's why he's number 10. And at number 9, we have Tyrion, which, as you can see, I have a bit of a penchant for liking the villains, but don't worry, not everyone's villain on this list. But I love Tyrion because he's just so nuts. And frankly, the only reason he's above Adam is because there's been more screen time for Tyrion than there has for Adam. But Tyrion is awesome, just so crazy, especially if you've caught up to Volume 4, Chapter 11. The bit where he freaks out when he finds out he's disappointed Salem. Oh man, yikes. That was some great voice acting. Like, this character is great. Plus, his fighting style is pretty dang cool. And his weapon's not my favorite. I will say, when he first unveiled the guns on the thing, I was like, "Are you serious? Another weapon that is also a gun?" Well, sorry, I digress. Anyway, I love Tyrion because he's just so nuts that it's just fun to watch. That nuts. Plus, gotta admire someone who was actually able to injure Crow. I'm not going to say kill because he has not died yet, and he better not die. Again, I digress. Sorry. And coming in at number 8, we have Roman Torchwick. Sorry, it was not intentional that the last 3 on this list were villains, but anyway, Roman, yes, I know he is dead, but yes, this list is going to include both dead and alive characters. So, Roman, maybe, you're flat, character-wise villain, like, just evil for the sake of being evil, but he has such personality that he was great. Like, when I was watching Volumes 1 and 2, he was probably my favorite character. But then, of course, more were introduced. So yeah, that's why I love Roman. I don't have much to say about him, other than that, but yeah. And people say his death is anticlimactic. I thought it was kind of fitting that he gets chopped by a Grim. Unfortunately, I could say Neo's not on this list, but he and Neo together are great. So yeah, spoiler alert, Neo is not on this list. But she and Roman together are great. And coming in at number 7, we have everyone's favorite drunkard, Crow. Yeah, I don't think I have to say too much because everyone seems to agree. Crow's personality is awesome. His weapons and fighting style are awesome. And he is super cool. Unfortunately, character-wise, we have not seen enough with him for him to qualify higher on the list. Though I will say, even his introduction with Winter was fantastic. And in Volume 4, he continued to impress me. So, yeah, that's why Crow's on this list. And, as I said earlier, really hope he's not gonna die. Like, please, no. He doesn't have enough character development. He needs more development. But yeah, Crow is awesome! Coming in at number 6, we have our main protagonist, Ruby Rose. Now, I love Ruby, the character, don't get me wrong, but because she hasn't received so much character development yet, she's kind of flat. For understandable reasons, they're going to probably wait like 10 volumes to really, really develop her. Because, main protagonist and everything. So, that is why she is number 6. I mean, her fighting style is pretty epic, and she's pretty awesome. And she's so cute and funny, and you gotta love her. That's why she's on this list. Even though, I'll admit, there aren't very many characters from Team Ruby on here. But, yeah, she is really funny. Her fighting style's great. though, jumping into fights and stuff like she does, especially in the Crow fight, when he specifically told her not to come into the fight, and she does. Those are the moments when I don't like her so much, because, seriously, come on, girl. But, yeah, she's great. So, Rwby is number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have our resident maker of monkey business, Sun Wukong. I love this character. Right now, for me, he'd probably be higher than number 5, but overall, he's number 5, because right now, he's one of my favorites. Like, his speech to Blake in episode 4, volume 4, chapter 11, was perfect. Exactly what Blake needed to hear, and his personality is a great mirror to Blake. I mean, Blake's always so emo and in her dark place and stuff, and then Sun is just so lighthearted and just a goofball, but he's also serious and mature, and he can be just... I know people always ship Yang and Blake, but I think Sun and Blake needs Sun. Those two just need to be together, or not even together, just they need to be best friends. They need to be really close to each other forever, because they need each other. Blake kind of anchors Sun to Earth, and Sun brings Blake back to reality. So, yes. Sun is number 5, and 2 words, gunchucks. I love nunchucks. I love martial arts, and I know how to use nunchucks, and how you would use gunchucks is beyond me, but yes, I love his gunchucks, and his semblance is awesome in the new animation, and I just love him. So, yes, Sun is number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Jean Arc, who is, your classic underdog character, but he's pretty awesome, and in Volume 1, he was hilarious, and probably the butt of most of the jokes, and just in Volume 2 trying to go after Weiss and finally figuring out that he actually likes Pura. Like, he was pretty great, and I'm Jean in a dress. Jean in a dress was so funny. I could watch that scene over and over again. That was fantastic. And yeah, dancing to Shine. Yeah. Team Juniper dance, even though, yes, it was shoehorned in there, but it's still great. And I get the feeling he's going to do great things in the show. I feel like he and Rwby are going to be in competition for main character by the end. I know there's the whole Team Juniper is going to die theory, which, to a point, yes, I agree with, but not Jean. Jean, I don't think is going to die, at least not until very late in the show. And I think he's going to be a leader. Like, he's going to lead Remnant. Like, Rwby's going to have her own thing with the Silver-Eyed Warrior thing. Jean, I think, is going to be, like, the next King of Vale or something. Like, he's going to be going to do great things. And I love his character, as he's the resident nice guy, but he's still hilarious. So for the honorable mentions, I love all 4 of these characters, don't get me wrong, but they just didn't quite make the list. Like, Neptune is hilarious, but he's primarily comic relief, so he didn't make the list. Emerald, I love Emerald. Her semblance is awesome, and she and Mercury's scene at the beginning of Volume 2 is one of my favorite scenes, but, again, just don't quite like her enough to make the list. And also, dude, that outfit, like, girl, put some clothes on. And then Kali, I love Kali. Kali is so funny, but again, haven't seen that much with her, and she just didn't quite make the list. Honestly, in some ways, she's very similar to Sun, and I like Sun a little better. And then Oscar almost did make the list. I like Oscar a lot. I think he's going great. Like Jean, I think he's destined for great things. Like, he's the next Ozpin, obviously. And he is great, but again, we haven't seen that much with him. Hasn't been that much development, and honestly, I think he left home a little too fast. So, again, Oscar didn't quite make the list. And why is so funny. Again, just comic relief. And in Chibi, oh my gosh, I love his use in Chibi. Going after Blake and the whole thing, and 2 words. Zwei Fireball. That is like the weirdest moment in Volume 2, but also so funny. The reaction in the Everything Wrong with Rwby Volume 2 video. The what? What? For Zwei Fireball? Pretty much sums up my reaction, but I love Zwei. He's so funny. But again, that's why he didn't make the list, because he's just comic relief. And coming in at number 3, we have Ren. I love Ren. He's a great character. I've liked him since pretty much since the beginning. Like, the scene in First Step where he and Nora are first introduced is probably one of my favorite scenes, because it's so funny how he does not react really to anything Nora is saying, and boop in the bit with the fight with the King Taiji too in general, and then the bit with Nora and the boop and the sloth sound, and pretty much everything from that gets him on the list, not to mention his character development in Volume 4, and his showing with Team Juniper, and his interactions with Nora. He and Nora are like my favorite pairing in Rwby, romantic and non-romantic pairing, either way. Like them either way, but they're great. Ren is hilarious in some ways, like in the library scene, Neptune says, "Art libraries for reading?" And Ren goes, "Thank you!" That just describes me. I can relate to Ren so hard. He's so much fun. So yes, Ren ranks at number 3. Now, some of you are going to be surprised at my number 2 ranking, but Mercury is probably one of my favorite characters, like, for many reasons. And if you're going to be like, Kelsey, why are you putting all this boring character on here? Like, he's completely flat. He's just like Torchwick. He's evil for the sake of being evil. And I'm going to say no. There's much more to Mercury than meets the eye. Yeah, he's not a villain who's going to turn into a good guy at any point. I mean, come on, he was raised as an assassin. I mean, no, he's not changing sides, but okay. I need to think of where I'm going to start this. Let's say, fighting style. He has my favorite fighting style in all of Rwby. As I said earlier, I'm super into martial arts, and his kick-based attacks mixed with breakdancing is awesome. His gun boots are super cool, and I just love him. Plus, his sarcastic demeanor and I love his personality. His sarcastic demeanor is great, and I think there's more to his backstory than we've been told. Like, we know he killed his father, and I think there's a lyric in I'm the One that makes me think I might have an idea why, or at least a theory why, which I won't cover right now because it's actually kind of gross. But anyway, and he and Emerald are hilarious together. And of course, he managed to trick Yang into thinking that she broke his leg, which his prosthetic legs are so cool. I would love to know how he got those, and like if he got them before or after he killed his father. Like, if, like you saw, his legs were bleeding, that could have either meant he just got his legs on and they were bleeding because he shouldn't have been using them yet, or could be he got the injury that made him need prosthetic legs. But, oh my gosh. But I love Mercury, and I think he's just hilarious. He's probably, I know that he's only number 2, just because he's so flat and not very dynamic. That's the only reason he's number 2. He would totally be my number 1, which, yeah, I love him. His fighting style. I'm just gonna keep going back to that. I love his fighting style. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Pura Nikos. And I love Pura. The only reason she's above Mercury, though, is because she has more dynamic personality and she just had more development. I mean, come on, she was in all 3 volumes, had so much development throughout them. I mean, frankly, she had more development than, like, some of the Team Rwby characters. Like, she was great. Like, from the beginning, like, her first scene where she's introduced with Jean, like just not subtly flirting with Jean. Oh my gosh, and I'm sorry, like that's all you can think of when you think of Pyrrhus. That's one of the main things you think of. It was so funny how she just took Jean under her wing immediately, and just you could see she had a thing for him as soon as she was introduced, and she's just hilarious. Plus, you know, she's an awesome kick butt fighter. Yeah, she is so cool, and I love her character. How she's so socially awkward. Like, I have been compared to Pyrrha. Like, people say I'm a lot like Pyrrha. She's like socially awkward at first, but then she just becomes this great, endearing character, especially in Volume 2, and even more so in Volume 3 when she's going through the whole thing with the Fall Maiden. Like, man, I love her. She's so cool, and her fighting style is pretty cool. I mean, she's got her pretty basic weapons, and she probably has the most utility of them, and of any of them, and her semblance is awesome. You know, I keep saying awesome, sorry, but her semblance is so cool. Like, when the elevator shaft and all the gears, like, oh my gosh, I love her semblance. Like, I wish we could have seen almost more of it, but it would have defeated the purpose of her going full out in the Cinder fight. And then, I'll admit, I almost cried when she died. Just no, Pyrrha, why'd you have to kill my ship? That's like one of the few ships I actually do support, and as I said earlier. And yeah, so that's my top 10 Rwby characters, and I would love to hear what you guys think, and please be nice. I'm a new YouTuber. I don't really know, I'm not that good at this stuff, but thank you for watching.